everybody. Enjoy your evening, and it's an honor to talk and say hello to Prime Minister Modi and let him know I'm a big fan.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. How about that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, Mr. Secretary, Minister Jay Shankar, we are so glad you could all be here tonight to join us for this incredible celebration of 250 years for the United States. 2.5 centuries ago, the United States began as an experiment in liberty and self-government. As you traveled here tonight, you may have seen what we at the embassy have dubbed our Freedom Fleet. The auto rickshaws, known as the tuk-tuks, decorated to celebrate America's 250th birthday. This fleet is a symbol of our proud journey of democracy, a journey we are honored to share with our Indian partners. As any of you who have ridden in an auto rickshaw know, the beauty of the journey is that you aren't walled off in a car, you're actually part of the world. You're part of the landscape, you are part of the environment, you see the sights, you hear the sounds, and you feel the energy of the city. Our partnership follows a similar path. We recognize that the most meaningful progress is a straight, predictable road. It happens when we have the agility to navigate new routes together, finding the direct openings that lead to real achievement. This open path diplomacy is driven by the personal bond between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. I hear about it every time the President and I speak. One of the first questions the President will ask is, how is my friend the Prime Minister doing? And that is something that is important to convey. Because this relationship is not new, it's not a year old, it's not 2 years old, it stems almost a decade. Together, they have redefined what is possibly by moving with a shared sense of purpose and a relentless focus on the future. From George Washington to President Donald Trump, the United States remains a shining beacon for the world. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi are leaders who have championed a new vision for the partnership between our two nations. One that is transparent, one that is agile, and above all, one that is results-oriented. Every week at the embassy, I tell my team, what are we going to achieve
this week? Results matter. These two individuals, President Trump, Prime Minister Modi, they also recognize the immense potential of our two nations
and are dedicated to finding new direct ways for us to work together. This bond is the foundation of a new era, one where we are actively delivering on the promise of our cooperation and building a future of tangible achievements. Since I arrived in New Delhi just 5 months ago, we have announced an interim trade deal that hopefully in the next few weeks will get signed. India has been invited, accepted, and joined Pact Silica, and commercial diplomacy is at record high levels. I am specifically proud that every embassy competes to bring investment into the United States. And our embassy in India came in #1 in the world with $20.5 billion of new investments into the United States. Tonight is not only about celebrating history, it is about looking ahead to a new era of shared success driven by the extraordinary momentum in the US-India partnership. Since I've arrived here, I've been honored to advocate for a shared future, ensuring that top decision makers in Washington recognize the US-India relationship. As you know, we have a direct line to everybody in the administration, but especially to our president. That is the partnership that opens markets, drives innovation, and creates high-quality jobs for both Americans and Indians. America first does not mean America alone. And every week we identify opportunities that are win-win situations for both of our nations. I'm especially proud that this spring our embassy brought a record-breaking delegation, which will continue over the weeks, months ahead as we continue our work here in India.
But today also is a very special evening here because it is somebody's first trip to India. I want to welcome somebody who's an extraordinary individual. This is somebody who is not able to leave the White House every single day because he's usually with the president. This is somebody who's not just in one position, but he's also the national security advisor.